I don't have a clear vision of what I want. And
doesn't matter. No one does. You just know bits. It's like you're putting the ingredients for something magnificent, and the cooperative components are gathering them together, and it's going to come into clear vision for you.
Okay.
Because your inner being has a very clear vision of what you want, and is guiding you to the life experience that causes you to find that ingredient and that ingredient and that ingredient. And as they begin to mix together and you are feeling better and better because you want to, then you begin to catch glimpses of it, and it begins to take shape in your mind. It begins to actualize or manifest. That's the turning thoughts to things part of all of this.
Okay. I'm going to move right to my next question, which is the same. It's the second part of it, which is my business has seemed to plateau, and even some things have gone away.
Good. Because the parts that don't excite you begin to, what does a glacier do? Recede?
Yeah.
But in that, there's the launching of the new desire. In other words, you're evolving and changing. Your business must change with you. Otherwise, it gets boring.
Okay, and is the clarity I need then just to connect with my inner being?
Clarity is a state of being.
Yeah.
The focus that we would have is that I'll know it when I see it.
Yeah.
And I'll know it as it unfolds. And sometimes I'll know what I don't want before I can even be clear about what I do want, and that's okay, because you've been beating up on yourself for anything that didn't feel like perfect, pure, positive energy. And that really has been a strong conversation that we've been having here on this voyage, isn't it? That knowing what you don't want is a good thing, because it helps you to clarify what you do want. You want to get specific and we can help you?
Sure. On the okay. The reason I'm on this cruise is, well, I don't want to
talk about your business.
Yeah, my business. I've been an action pusher, and
you're good at it.
And
you're one of the best at it, as far as that will take you. But now you're understanding that while you're willing to work and you're willing to do whatever it takes, that there is the energy that creates worlds that you'd like to tap into, because you want to be a master, not just of magnificent empire-like businesses. You want to be a master of living joyfully ever after.
Yeah.
And so what's happening, it's really a good thing. Just relax and hear this. People who are really action-oriented and good at it, you sort of make a little trap for yourself, because you get so good at doing things that you overwork yourself and you get overwhelmed, and then you lose your connection, and then things that you've set into motion you can't quite find, and then it feels like more struggle than it needs to be, because you're trying to take action to compensate for energy that isn't in alignment. And then when you start hearing about energy in alignment, an action-oriented, I'm going to get it done person like you then starts beating up on yourself for not getting in alignment. It's one of the things that's really interesting. Most people who come to visit with us, especially if they are looking for finances or business or empires or things like that, they have this way of going about it, and much of what they learn from us in the beginning is to stop doing everything that you've been doing. Stop trying so hard. Stop trying to whip yourself with goals. Stop trying to motivate yourself and others. Stop trying to make yourself do things that you just don't feel like doing. Stop trying to buck your own current. And so a lot of businesses in the beginning, when businesses that have been fairly successful begin to listen to us, things start going a little awry for a little while, because the things that they've been counting on that were working, now they're not doing in quite the same way. But meanwhile, all the stuff that they've been storing up in their vortex is beginning to flow into their experience. So it's usually only a very small gap before you make the leap from one trapeze to another.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
And the people that have been around you, when you have a business and there's people who have been around you, they don't want you to change. They don't want you to change anything. They've sort of settled into the way things are. The new ideas that you have sometimes threaten them or worry them or make them work harder than they want to work in areas that sometimes the new people are needed and old people aren't working so well. In other words, there's a lot of evolution in everything. And you're sensitive in your wanting to get things right. You're sensitive to what's going on in everybody's bag of marbles, and you're trying to fix all of that, and that bogs you down too. But one of the things that we like most about you is that you are incredibly selfish in nature.
Awesome.
And by that we mean you care about how you feel. And self-interest is a real thing. So now what?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily know what to go to next in my business.
Then there's no place to go yet. If you don't feel an impulse, don't try to go.
I'm a little worried about that.
Well, we're gonna when Jerry and Esther first met us, and Esther was just beginning to receive us. She wasn't speaking yet. She was receiving on the typewriter and receiving impulses. And so some friends of theirs said, let's play a game. We'll go get lost in the city of Phoenix and you guys come and find us. And Phoenix is a big city. It's 50 miles in each direction when you take in all of the cities that are close by around. And so Jerry and Esther said, all right, you go and we'll find you. And so it's about 4:00 in the afternoon when they begin this game, and Esther has a very strong impulse. Go that way, go that way, go that way, turn this way, turn this way, turn this way. And so they come to the dumpster behind the Mountain Shadows Resort, and Esther says, here, but they weren't there. And so then Esther said, oh, that way. And so there are a number of things that we want to say to you. Sometimes they would come to a place, and Esther didn't know which way it was, but she knew for sure which way it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like a three-way thing, and for sure not that way. Not sure if it's that way. So now is it that way or that way? Oh, for sure not that way. So in many cases, Esther was more oriented to know what it wasn't than what it was, because she, like most humans, was used to looking for trouble, and it was easier to find. And the way that it isn't was easier to find than the way that it is. That's not a bad thing. That's just contrast helping you to focus. You see what we're getting at? When they finally found them way into the night, they had filled their gas tank up. That's how long they'd been looking. Esther was mad because it took a long time to find them. And she said, first we were at the dumpster behind the Mountain Shadows. They said, we were there. Why didn't you stay there? Because we felt the inspiration to go over there. And Esther said, then we were at Benihana's. We were there. Why didn't you stay there? Because we felt the impulse to go over there. And so it gave Esther such a vivid realization that your desires continue to move, and that as you continue to follow the impulse, eventually you will rendezvous. And don't be unhappy that it's not behind Mountain Shadows at the dumpster. Don't be unhappy. Instead, revel in how sure-footed you felt on your way there, and then take a new beat. You see what we're getting at?
Yep.
Because powerful creators never stand still. There's an illusion. It's sort of a flawed premise that so many of our physical friends find themselves exploring, and it goes like this. I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to be really good at what I do because I want to be a success, and I'm going to learn this, and I'm going to apply this, and I'm going to be really good at it, and I'm going to figure out the thing that I'm here to create. And we say, there isn't anything like that. It's just the thing that will lead to 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 the thing. Because it's not the closed loop that you're looking for. It's the next one and the next one and the next one. And so even if you say I had 5 what you want to call business failures, your inner being wouldn't call it that. Your inner being would call it 5 long bouncing off places, 5 points of clarification. But it's not just 5, it's endless. You will never stop hatching the next great idea. And for those of you who just want to get it done so you can rest, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. It's about being inspired. There's nothing. Motivation sucks. Motivation does not feel good. Motivation is having no energy that's calling you and trying to push yourself forward towards something. Well, inspiration is the easiest thing in the world. And so just try to lighten up, loosen up a little bit, find feelings of trust as best as you can. Feel really happy about what you've done, proud of what you've done. Really, really happy as you've moved along the way. It's like even that little scenario that we offered with Esther going from poor water pressure to lots of water pressure. It was a 2-day unfolding. All of those people along the way benefited by getting to co-create with Esther. All of them. Every one of them. Every one of them got to taste happy life and prosperity and ease and flow. Yeah. And we don't get it done. And that's okay. And don't worry about that. And thanks for coming. And you really helped me out. And hadn't been for you, that wouldn't have happened. In other words, it's all delicious, isn't it?
Yes.
It's all part of it.
Yeah.
Jerry used to say a phrase, well, they were there when we needed them. And he would be talking about that sort of thing. And we would say, as an even better expression of that, whatever you need or want is always unfolding to the degree that you can allow it, and you just get better and better at allowing it. And since there's no reason to compare anything to anything except how you feel, then you have the freedom. It's like there are no eyes on you except the loving eyes of Source, who is completely 100% all of the time on your side, calling you, you see. And so that's a bit what you're talking about. You like that feeling of being called, and you detest that feeling of wanting to push yourself. Yeah. And in the beginning of your business, you were more called. That's the thing that happens. In the beginning, every business, and they're all temporary, we really want to emphasize that, but every business is more complete before the first brick has been set or the first dollar has been deposited. Every business is more complete and more successful than it ever is as it comes along the way, because as it begins to unfold, you begin to feel unhappy about that and unhappy about that and unhappy about that. So it was at its purest, most pristine, most complete form before you got involved and worried about stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's why it's so delicious to realize that you get to continue to find a new desire, find a new desire, and find a new desire. If we could convince you that your business is a never-ending idea about a business,
yes, that would be great.
That's your work. That is your work. Your work is to never get it done. Your work is to never quite be completely satisfied. Your work is to never close the final loop.
Okay. Your
loop is to be the eternal being that you were born to be, and to enjoy the unfolding of you. Awesome. That's your work. Oh. We've enjoyed this time together more than any that has come before. We are eager about what's unfolding for you. We know what it is, and you're going to really like it when you let it unfold. You're going to like all of it if you'll let yourself like all of it. We like all of it. Nothing serious going on here. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.